Hey everyone, welcome back. This is Mandy. If you happen to catch my last 12-inch bloom where I used this intense teal pillow from Sherwin, this is the same night, and I was trying to use it up with this 8-inch gallery wrapped canvas. So using pretty much the same colors. So I put down, I'll kind of talk you through them. I sped this up because it kind of is a failed it, but I wanted to explain, instead of cutting it out, I wanted to explain what happened here. So I had just enough paint to do this one, and you can see that I've been making a mess. It looks like I got in a fight with a crayon or something. Anyway, I should have blown that one part with my hairdryer, and I didn't, and then I tried to catch it. You know, it's not a bad bloom. It's just after such a beautiful one, just moments before, I was bummed. So I tried to do just a white cell activator, and I think if I was going to do one, I think I should have done the blue black. Anyway, so I mess with it, and I try to get rid of this one corner, and then I decide to like hyper tilt it and find out, you know, what if I get something really cool? Then I'm like, nah, I have like the droopy cells. So then I went to go get a different pillow paint because I'm out. And I thought, well, while I do, let me just play with it. Every once in a while, you know, you can transfer swipe it and get something cool. It didn't happen. So anyway, now we're on to Majestic Purple, which is another color I need to use from Sherwin. But we're going to get a completely different result because obviously this one's deeper. So I went and got some Indian Spice, which is a gold color from Colourarte, to add into the mix. As you can tell, this paint wasn't very well mixed because you can see some of the magenta in there. But it's okay. I stirred it gently. I didn't want to introduce a bunch of bubbles. But anyway, yeah, this is the real life of painting, right? I had a bloom right before this and I was like, whoa. And then this one I was like, what happened here? You know what I mean? And it is harder for me to get a nice bloom on a square than a round, but I still like them on square canvases sometimes. So anyway, at this point, I'm trying to make sure my corners are going to catch this purple because I've got the teal. Anyway, it's such a mess, right? But this one does turn out to be a really pretty bloom. So I did speed it up just because I don't want you to be bored watching me, you know, scrape that one and play with the paint. So this is Moonbeams from Colourarte. I was able to use up all the rest of it in this pour, which this paint has been resurrected. So I'm always so excited when I save some paint that's been mixed up too long, and then I'm super excited when I use it up. It takes a long time. That's one thing about blooms is you can mix up those little things of paint. That is, I cannot remember. That is Hummingbird from Colourarte PrizmPour. That's one thing about the bloom recipe is it may be expensive to start, but once you mix up your paints, that's Viola blue, they last a long time unless you're just painting constantly or doing huge pieces or doing something where you're, you know, doing, this is Passiflower from Colourarte. Unless you're doing something where you're like pouring puddles of color that are significantly large, like your paint's going to last a while, which is why I end up having so many mixed up. Rhapsody Rose. I'm so in love with Rhapsody Rose. Now I want to use it in everything. And that was mixed up for a long time too. You know what I mean? You just don't, unless you're just painting constantly, you don't always get to use up your colors. That's McCaw Blue from Colourarte PrizmPour. If you missed the last video where the bloom just kind of blew my mind, I think it's the one before this, and it was really beautiful. So this is the Indian Spice that I said I added to this one. I find that when you're using a darker pillow, that sometimes tends to mute your colors, especially pigments or, you know, semi-transparent. For some reason, a gold just adds the nice element of drama, you know. So that was a little bit of Viola blue. This is the Rouge Violet. By the way, don't forget to check the description box. I have a 20% off anything for Colourarte using Mandy1120. I also have a 10% off from Pixel Paint Designs, which is where I get my Floetrol, Australian Floetrol, boom gels, etc. All kinds of stuff in the description box. This is titanium white cell activator mixed with Australian Floetrol and M gram acrylic paint. I buy my Atelier, M gram, and all that from Blick, and I do have a link from Blick's website below. So this is Atelier Blue Black. So this is the Atelier Interactive. So we're going to use the double cell activator. So all I'm doing here is just expanding my target a little bit, and then I'm going to hit it with the hairdryer. I had quite a bit of paint on the surface, so even though I was expanding it, it kept trying to sink. I got a little close here, but I was trying to avoid that like one spot that kind of ruined my last bloom, so I went ahead and just went all the way around. When you're using a double cell activator like this, especially when you've got like the white at the bottom and a darker color like this, or like black at the top, you get these cute little bubbly cells. My blue black was a little bit thick, and so it wasn't opening up in the middle quite as much as it should have. So I'm trying to let it develop, and I'm resisting the desire to mess with it and trying to catch these other parts where it needs to be expanded a little bit. But I do try to break some of that surface tension in the middle there at the end. And I kind of regret that I did that, because I would have liked to see what formed on its own. But anyway, this has dried now, and I think it's going to be really pretty under resin. And you know, on this particular day, I had gone through all of my Sherwin-Williams color to go, and I started saying, okay, which ones have I partially used? I need to use them up. Because I won't let myself buy any more when they have these amazing sales until I'm at least using what I've already bought. And so some colors, I'll try them, and I'm like, I kind of like this one. But I'm like, you can't just like buy it and buy it and buy it and leave it. Don't use it. You know, some of these colors I've had for like 2 years. It's crazy. I'll go and buy them, have to have so many of them, then they sit on a shelf because I don't want to waste them. It's ridiculous. So anyway, I was super happy to use up the rest of the intense teal. I have several teal or turquoise colors, and so I got to use this Majestic purple in a live I did this week, and almost used it up. Not quite. So you see how the center is just not developing? Well, some people kind of like that. I was just like, man, open up. So you'll see in a minute, I'll stick my big head in the way and I'll blow on it just enough to have a couple cells pop through. I don't always like to do that. Sometimes it works out. Sometimes you get these funky looking weird cells in the middle, and I would have rather had the weird space, you know. But anyway, I think this one's a cute one, but I definitely had to work for it. Here we go. So all I'm doing is just breaking the surface tension. I know it looks like I'm blowing bubbles in it, but I'm just basically opening it up so that those cells can come through on their own. And so you'll see, I'm just going to pop a couple of bubbles that are at risk of being obnoxious. I think I got a globby out of my paint. And then I will show you a close-up, and I usually share the resin results after I do them, after I finish the resin work. Yeah, there was a big glob in my paint, right in the center. Anyway, I don't wait to post the video until I do that, because who knows how long that will take. But anyway, I'm super excited. You see, I still had to I really had to work to break through that. So that shows me that my cell activator was a little thick, or that there was too much of it in the center, right? Because I did have the two different colors. So anyway, I hope that this has been a fun one for you. I tried to speed it up just because, I mean, we had all that drama with me screwing up the first one. And honestly, the first one was nice enough to probably keep. It wasn't what I was going for, you know. And when you just had a really pretty one, and then you're kind of like, meh, you're like, no. But in hindsight, I probably should have kept it and not stretched it. Okay, so here's our close-up. You can see how beautiful the colors are up close. And they'll really pop a lot under resin. We have one funky corner, but other than that, I think it's a beautiful bloom. So you have to let me know what you think. Thank you as always for watching and for all of your support. I really appreciate all of you. And thanks for joining me on my art journey. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.